the tune of 470 million rupees in the first 3 months, taking advantage of the boom in the secondary markets. While the profit before taxes jumped by 73%, the net has shown a jump of 123%. The net has seen a boost thanks to lower tax provision of 210 million rupees as against 410 million rupees made last year. While ICICI's aggressive strategy has paid off in improving disbursements and profitability, it has had an effect on the non-performing assets. Ratio of NPAs to total assets has risen to 7.8% as on 30th June from 6.8% as on 31st March. ICICI management says that bunching of cases in the quarter as the reason for the high NPA numbers, and they may not be the same if it is spread out as assets increase. Analysts are impressed with the results and predict a net of over 9.2 billion rupees for fiscal 1998. MCY Jayanti, ABN, Mumbai.
Indian Railway Finance Corporation, or IRFC, has raised a $150 million floating rate note. The 7-year FRN has been arranged by ANZ Investment Bank. The issue priced at 75 basis points above LIBOR is the second such international bond issue for the IRFC. The corporation is the sole fundraiser for the Indian Railways. The Indian government this month allowed private companies to own and operate satellites. The decision has been welcomed. But the timing has surprised industry analysts because a separate law for satellite broadcasting is still under discussion. ABN's Dinesh P. Sharma reports.
On July 16th, the Indian government banned the use of KU band dishes that allowed direct reception of satellite television in homes. But the very next day, the government allowed full private entry into the satellite business, so far monopolized by the Indian Space Research Organization. However, the use of private satellites for radio and television will be governed by the broadcasting law.
As long as uplinking is hanging in balance, as long as long-distance telephony, long-distance as a national STD as well as an international ISP, is still hanging in balance, as long as ISRO, the body which is the main body controlling space sector in this country, provides some clue about the kind of charges it's going to levy for some of these services, the benefits of this will still require some waiting.
While the timing of the policy has surprised many, industry feels it is long overdue. Under the new policy, transponder capacity on INSAT series of satellites owned by the government will be offered for commercial use. Indian companies need not establish commercial satellites abroad. Their satellites can be registered with the ITU as Indian satellites, and operations from Indian soil will be allowed with both Indian and foreign satellites.
A satellite typically is between $70 million to $180 to $200 million. And if the asset is owned out of India, then the asset creation takes place on Indian soil, unlike today, where the asset creation takes place outside India. Therefore, funds are raised by Indian companies. They appear in the balance sheets of Indian companies. And generally, on a very more macro level, it's creation of wealth in India.
They have, in fact, allowed private ownership of satellites as well. So to that extent, the prices offered by ISRO would then, per force, have to be more competitive than if it had been mandatory to use only Indian satellites.
With the launch of INSAT 2D last month, the number of transponders available with the ISRO has gone up to 92. It will be 120 when INSAT 2 is launched in 1998. Experts say private telephone companies will benefit the most. Afro-Asian Satellite Communications plans to start its satellite phone service in India with the launch of a geostationary satellite registered in Gibraltar in 1999. But that service could now start earlier.
If the government of India gives us transponders on INSAT 2C or INSAT 2D, then it will only strengthen our hands because we will be able to get into the market quickly. That is the major advantage that we will have.
Since the space business has a long gestation period, the industry wants a clear policy in place to formulate their plans. The rules of the game should be set at the beginning, otherwise the space policy could face hurdles like the telecom policy. Dinesh P. Sharma, ABN, New Delhi.
The forex market stayed relatively calm on Monday.